Ever had to relocate for work or maybe move to a new city for a really long stretch? If you have, you know that finding the right place to stay is literally hurdle number one. So today, we're diving straight into the ultimate accommodation showdown, furnished service apartments versus hotels. And we're going to figure out exactly what the best choice is for long-term stays, specifically in Bashundhara, Dhaka. I want you to picture this. You've just landed in a dynamic, bustling new city. At first, living out of a suitcase kind of feels like an adventure. But what happens when that trip isn't just for a quick weekend? What happens when days turn into weeks and those weeks stretch into months? Suddenly, that immediate dilemma of where to live becomes this massive factor. It dictates your daily happiness, your productivity at work, and, let's be honest, your wallet. It's a reality modern travelers face all the time, and making the wrong choice here can lead to a really exhausting experience. Now, to make sure we're giving you the absolute best, most grounded analysis today, we're backing this up with real, localized market data. We've pulled insights from highly reliable regional platforms, most notably Banklamart.com and Hotels.com BD. Tapping into these specific platforms guarantees we're working with the most accurate, up-to-date info on furnished serviced apartment rentals out there. Okay, let's jump right into Section 1, the long-term stay dilemma. The whole landscape of travel and relocation has shifted dramatically. We aren't just talking about passing tourists anymore, right? We're talking about expatriates and corporate consultants putting down temporary roots. And today's travelers, they want so much more than just a bed. First, they want comfort, a real space to unwind. Second, privacy. Nobody wants strangers or staff constantly walking past their door. Third, flexibility to eat and work on their own schedule. And finally, a home-like lifestyle. People want to feel grounded, even if they're thousands of miles away from their actual house.
Which brings us to Section 2, hotels, the short-term fix.
Look, traditional hotels are the default choice for a very good reason. They have completely mastered the short-term fix. If you're flying in for a night or two, hotels provide this unbeatable premium hospitality experience. You get a super quick check-in, midnight room service, on-site restaurants, gyms, daily housekeeping. It's the ultimate plug-and-play solution when you just need everything handled for you during a quick trip.
But we've got to ask the critical question. What happens when the stay becomes longer? What happens when the novelty of room service completely wears off by day 14 and you are just so tired of eating rich restaurant food? This is exactly where the traditional hotel model starts to show its cracks. I want you to really consider the physical and emotional fatigue that sets in during a prolonged hotel stay. It really boils down to this harsh reality. Living in one single room for weeks is incredibly exhausting, and it rapidly becomes very expensive. Think about the claustrophobia of having your bed, your desk, and your dining area all crammed into a few hundred square feet. You don't have a kitchen to just whip up a simple, healthy meal. And financially, paying daily hotel rates, plus those premium markups for every single meal and laundry service, that accumulates into a staggering cost over the course of a month.
So let's look at the alternative in Section 3, the service apartment advantage.
This is the solution that's honestly revolutionizing modern travel. A furnished service apartment isn't just a room, it's a fully equipped residential unit. It completely separates your living space from your sleeping space. So with a dedicated bedroom, a living room, a fully functioning kitchen, high-speed internet, and dedicated housekeeping, you have a setup that allows you to cook, work, and entertain naturally. It's like having your own apartment, but with the perks of hotel services.
Now, what's really interesting here is when you contrast the space and privacy directly. The differences are night and day. With a service apartment, you're getting a significantly larger footprint with distinct workspaces, which translates to true independent living. In a hotel, you're confined to limited square footage, and your day is constantly punctuated by staff interactions, housekeeping knocking, room service carts rattling down the hall. It's basically having your own home versus being a guest in a really busy building. And financially, the models couldn't be more different. Service apartments operate on fixed packages. That means your utilities, internet, and maintenance are all bundled into one predictable, affordable rate. That makes monthly stays highly cost-effective. Hotels, on the other hand, charge compounding daily rates that just become exorbitant over time. And emotionally, the apartment gives you that elusive home-like feel, letting you keep your normal routines. The hotel? It always just feels temporary and a bit too formal.
Moving right along to Section 4, smarter corporate housing solutions.
Now, this isn't just a big deal for solo travelers. This is a massive topic for businesses that are housing their people overseas. Companies are quickly realizing that service apartments are simply a smarter investment. They provide a highly work-friendly environment. An employee has a calmer atmosphere to focus in, which leads to significantly less stress.
Being able to maintain a normal daily routine, like actually making coffee in a real kitchen and having space to stretch out, that directly translates to better productivity and job satisfaction. It is a total win-win for the employee and the company's bottom line.
Let's zoom in on a specific location for Section 5, Spotlight on Bashundhara RA, Dhaka.
Because hey, no matter how great the apartment is, location is everything. And right now, the spotlight is firmly on Bashundhara Residential Area. It perfectly complements the service apartment lifestyle. You've got modern infrastructure with wide roads, so you completely avoid that intense congestion you find in older commercial zones. Plus, it's surrounded by top shopping malls, world-class hospitals, and leading educational institutions. It provides a peaceful, highly secure environment where you actually want to live, not just visit.
All right, wrapping things up with Section 6, your next step home.
So, we've broken down the dilemma and compared the costs and lifestyle benefits. If you are looking for a fully furnished or serviced apartment in Bashundhara RA, Dhaka, let the experts handle the heavy lifting. Let REIT Limited help you find the perfect place to call home. You can reach out directly by calling +880-1711-993377 or explore all your options on their website at hotels.com.bd. It is honestly the smartest way to secure a high-quality living space without the headache.
I want to leave you with a final thought to chew on today. As you plan your next long-term relocation or extended business trip, just ask yourself, will you settle for being a temporary guest, constantly reminded that you're just living out of a suitcase? Or will you choose a service apartment and truly live there, experiencing the comfort, privacy, and grounding routine of a real home? The choice is entirely yours, but I think the data we explored today makes that choice clearer than ever. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and here's to finding your perfect home away from home.